Hello and welcome to Ryno's Orioles Report. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Had a chance for a sweep of the Texas Rangers in Texas, but too little too late. Though somewhat low scoring of a game yesterday's Sunday. Yeah, remember today is I'm kind of off because of the All-Star game, I'm not used to having 4 days without baseball. It's weird. So I guess you can consider the All-Star game baseball. However, now no sweep, no, but win down in Texas. Series win, 2 of the 3 games. Let's get, as you can see, I'm on massinsports.com. Let's get to game 1. Baltimore Orioles 9, Texas Rangers 1. This from Globe Life Field in Arlington, Texas. Kind of disappointing the way, some of these games go. You get 9-1 here. Can we just move 2 of those runs to the last game? We can get a series. We can't do that. Disappointing. But they got 3 times as many runs as they needed in the first game and only needed 2 more runs in the last game. Gunnar Henderson, fresh off his All-Star game start, 4 hits, scored 3 times. See, with the 4 hits and then no RBIs, it's just that's why I'm going to move down in the order a little bit, because he starts driving in more runs, right? Because people will be on base, hopefully, anyway. Of course, you see Adley Rutschman down here, 1 hit, 2 RBIs, walk once, scored twice. Then you see Santander in the 3-hole, 3 hits, 5 RBIs, scored twice. So there's that, right? It's Gunnar Henderson was driven around 3 times. So the problem is he's got so much extra base potential. You want that in the middle of your lineup driving in runs, except the Orioles really don't have that hitter that's a high average, high on base, but just doesn't have enough power to get extra bases out of it. Got Mullins, but he just can't stay consistent at the plate. And I just don't think Mateo is the right guy. I think he gets a lot of good hits because he is the number 9 hole hitter. Extra pressure of, flipping the lineup over, and here's Gunnar Henderson again. Stowers, defensive replacement late for Santander and Wright. Finally get to see Stowers. No, he didn't get in that bat. Anthony Santander needed to have all 5 of them. Disappointing. It's tough to say what it is, because Stowers just isn't getting playing time. You would think with Kjerstad going on the 7-day IL that Stowers might be up here for a bit, but no. After this game, Kjerstad reinstated Stowers back down to AAA. One at bat this trip up, and it actually sparked a comeback in the 9th inning. So it's tough to say what they're doing. Now there are trade rumors out there that people think either Stowers or Kjerstad is going to be moved at the deadline to bring in some pitching, which is something you do. You trade from depth to get to fill a need. I think is the saying, right? Trade from depth to fill a need. Well, it makes sense that Stowers or Kjerstad would be traded. Now, maybe that's why Kjerstad is getting so much playing time. They want to showcase him and show him off. Look, here's how good he is. Here's how good he is. Pay no attention to Kyle Stowers over here. That's who they actually want. And they actually want to deal Kjerstad because he's really just a home run guy. Which a lot of people love his power, which does seem nice, and he could hit 40 home runs, maybe 50, if he got consistent playing time. He was in there every day. But at the same time, he's going to play DH and that's it. Because I think his defense has improved. I just don't think it's that good. It doesn't sound like somebody Mike Elias wants. or Brandon Hyde for that matter. You can pretty much play the corner outfield and not that well. Doesn't sound like somebody, Brandon Hyde or Michael Elias wants. I mean, look at O'Hearn. He can play first, either corner outfield. Is he great? No. I think he's a little bit better than Heston Kjerstad. So maybe it's because Orioles want to move Kjerstad at the deadline. They think his power numbers show and can get a lot for Kjerstad, hopefully. But we'll have to see. We got about a week, 8 days, 9 days, something like that. Should be either July 31st or August 1st. I don't remember which one. All right, continuing with the lineup. O'Hearn 1 hit, 1 run scored. Westberg 0 for. Cowser a hit, 2 RBIs, a run scored. Mountcastle 0 for. Mullins 0 for. Mateo 1 hit. O'Hearn double. Santander twice. Rutschman and Cowser with home runs. Yeah. Wow. Lots of home runs. It's like they were mad they didn't get to play as much over the break or something, making up for lost time. Corbin Burnes gets a start in this game fresh off of his start. Yes, started the Major League Baseball All-Star game for the American League, which the American League won. How about that? Not just his 10th win of the year. 6 full innings pitched, gives up 2 hits, 1 run, 4 walks, 6 strikeouts. The 4 walks is a little concerning. At the same time, he only gave up 2 hits. I mean, was he inaccurate, or was he just because they weren't hitting the ball as well? He was trying to throw pitchers pitches, even in high ball counts, and just wasn't getting them to chase those few guys. I mean, if they're not really hitting off you, you can afford to give up a few extra walks, I think. He still only gave up 1 run, so. And the 6 strikeouts is nice. Very nice addition. With our luck with pitching, it's, do you want to give this guy money or not? It's like, you love the performances, but how many pitchers have we lost in the past year and a half to some kind of Tommy John or arm or shoulder type injury? Because the risk is you pay him the money and then he's not available. But there can be, typically I feel like with some of these contracts, there is some type of insurance. Like if he's injured for a whole year, like the insurance, I feel like somebody mentioned that one time. It was a long time ago. I don't remember what it was. Yeah, it's not really worth mentioning then, really. Aiken comes in relief of Corbin Burnes, pitches 2 full innings. Very nice to see Keegan Aiken get off his little schneid and have a fantastic performance like this. 2 full innings, no hits, no runs, no walks, 3 strikeouts. Boy, I wish he could do that all the time. Enter Burt Smith again, which is his 3rd appearance with the Orioles. So far, he looks pretty good. I don't know why anybody let him go, but I have a feeling once he gets up to, let's say, 5 appearances, the book will be out a little bit on him, as far as his tendencies in an Oriole uniform, and we may see a dip. So maybe soon we'll see a dip in Burt Smith's outings, but not so far. Pitches the full 9th inning, finishing off the game for the Orioles. No hits, no runs, no walks, 1 strikeout. Good Googa Mooga. Why the hell couldn't y'all do this like 7 months ago, right? Game 2, Saturday's game. Baltimore Orioles 8, Texas Rangers 4. Allowed Texas to get a few more runs in their 8th inning. That was kind of the difference. The 2 runs in the 8th. Henderson leading off again, 0 for. Walked once. Rutschman 1 hit. Santander a hit, an RBI, and a walk. O'Hearn a hit, an RBI, walked twice, scored 2 times. Also, plunked in the knee. 2 strikeouts. 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 2 strike seems to be okay. We'll see. I mean, you start kind of thinking some of this shit might be intentional, but you never really know, I guess. It seems to happen so much. Kerstad back in there. Yeah, Kyle Stowers gone, so Kerstad's back. Yay. I mean, I'm glad for the kid and all. It's just, I want to see Kyle Stowers play. I feel like Stowers is not getting a fair shot. And Kerstad is, but I don't want Kerstad to play right field. He looks terrible. And as many opportunities as he's had to play right field in this season anyway, I think he'd look a little bit better than that, but whatever. Only 2 plate appearances because, you bring in a lefty and then Brandon Hyde's like, I want my righty in there. I'm like, okay. No hits for Kerstad, though he did walk once. Hayes pinch hitting and then going back into play outfield. Playing left field, Kaiser switches over to right. Hayes, over. Westberg, 3 hits, 2 RBIs, 2 runs scored. Kaiser, a hit and a run scored, walked twice. Mullins, 2 hits, an RBI, walked once, scored twice. Arias, 3 hits, 2 RBIs, walked once, scored once. Okay. Another guy, Arias, may be gone at the deadline just because you'd hope that, there's value in that trade bait and all. Wouldn't have to give up your farm system, and you're given you're sending away a platoon type player. Rutschman with a double, Mullins, O'Hearn, Westberg with home runs. Santander and Kaiser with stolen bases. Grayson Rodriguez getting a start in this one. Notching number 12. Number 12. 12 wins already for Grayson Rodriguez. 6 full innings pitched, gives up 3 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, 8 strikeouts. Wow. Quietly making a case for him to be in the Cy Young candidate pool. Seems like he's put a lot of performance together to look like this. Lowish walks, lowish runs, lowish hits, lots of strikeouts. And lots of 6-inning plus outings. Jacob Webb coming in relief of Grayson Rodriguez, pitches the full 7th inning, does give up a hit, but no runs, no walks, strikes out 2. Ciano Perez in to start the 8th inning. Yeah. Only able to get 1 out. Doesn't give up any hits, but he does give up 2 runs. Well, that's what happens when you walk 2 batters. You walk 2 batters, you get no strikeouts. You do get it out, however, though. But here comes Yanier Cano, and of course, Cano allows the hit. Cano allows the hit. Like, what? How you going to charge all them to Ciano Perez? Like, one of them got to be charged to Cano. One of them has to be charged to Cano. You allowed the hit. Cano finishes off the 8th inning, getting the last 2 outs. Does, like I said, gives them 1 hit, no runs, no walks, 1 strikeout. Kimbrel in the 9th inning. Now, by the time that they had Kimbrel warming up, it was going to be a save situation, but the Orioles tacked on 1 in the 9th. So, 4-run lead. Not a save situation. Somewhat disappointing, but you really did want to give Kimbrel some work. Because he pitched. Like, how much has he pitched in the last 2 weeks? So, in the last 14 days, he's thrown what? 2, 3 innings? That's not good. It's not good at all. He's had a terrible performance against the Cubs, and then the first 2 games against the Yankees, they didn't play good. Kimbrel, the full ninth inning, does give up a hit, doesn't give up any runs, also gives up a walk, but strikes out too. Getting out of that, even though it wasn't a save situation, and there's always that stigma. Oh, you put your closer in a non-save situation, and it quickly becomes a save situation, and you're without your closer. Well, here we go. Getting to Sunday's game. Baltimore Orioles 2, Texas Rangers 3. See, that's what I'm saying. They only needed 2 more runs. Disappointing. Henderson was supposed to get the day off, but then Rios apparently woke up and had some neck soreness or something. I kind of thought they were hiding it because they want to trade him. And it's not because they don't like Rios, they just feel like they can get something for him. So Henderson in there at shortstop. 1 hit and a walk. Rutschman, no hits, did walk once and score once. Santander, a hit and 2 RBIs and a run scored. Yeah, Tony Tater strikes again. Mountcastle over, struck out twice. Westberg, 1 hit, walked once. Hayes, please, started in left field, over, walked once. Ryno Hearn, he not bothered him too much because he comes in there to play left field for Austin Hayes. Pinch hits because he's a lefty, and then plays left field. Okay. Over though. So, Cowser getting the start in center field, giving Mullins a day off. 2 hits for Cowser. Also 2 strikeouts. Mateo in there, second base. Over. Kerstad pinch hitting late. Over. McCann getting the start at catcher Sunday. Over. Mullins pinch hitting late. Over. Yeah, man, you poured it on in the first 2 games and you forgot what the hell to do the third game. Of course, it is kind of hard having 2 night games and then the day game. You barely get time to go home, go to sleep, come back. Henderson, Cowser with doubles. Santander with a home run. Cowser with a stolen base. 7th on the year. Dean Kramer gets a start in this game. He pitched fine. I mean, he's because there have been so many injuries, he's more of your 3rd starter. But he's more of a 4th or 5th starter, which is fine. It's just your offense kind of needs to do things, you know. Goes 5 1/3 innings pitched. Does give up 5 hits and 3 runs, 3 walks, only 2 strikeouts. It's not a great performance. It's not. But at the same time, he only gave up 3 runs. And he pitched into the 6th inning. So, come on, man. You got to get more than 2 runs. You can't expect to win too many games when all you're getting is 2 runs. Brian Baker in relief of Dean Kramer. Pitches 1 2/3 inning. No hits, no runs, no walks, no strikeouts. Kind of thought Brian Baker had a little bit more strikeout game than that, but he did get a double play to end the inning, and then, no strikeouts. Odd. Keegan Aiken and Burt Smith combined to pitch the 8th inning. Orioles on the road, so they don't have to pitch the 9th. Kind of a bonus there. You know? Lose more games on the road than you do at home, and you get to pitch less. But then you can still have a winning record. Keegan Aiken gets the first 2 outs in the 8th inning while allowing a hit, but no runs, no walks, 1 strikeout. Burt Smith finishing off the 8th inning. No hits, no runs, no walks, no strikeouts. Ground out for Mr. Smith. No strikeout. 8 groundouts for Dean Kramer, 3 flyouts. So, I mean, keep the ball down. That's, how you limit the damage. I mean, 1 ground out for Smith, 1 ground out for Aiken, 8 for Kramer, 2 for Baker. Only 3 flyouts. It's good. I mean, they pitched well enough to win this game. It's just Mr. Andrew Heaney on the other side for the Texas Rangers. Potential trade chip, or what's the word? Be moved at the trade deadline because the Rangers are, they're under 500. How the hell did y'all win it all last year? However, Andrew Heaney's numbers don't necessarily reflect that he's a really good pitcher, especially his win-loss total. He just doesn't get the run support. He's a good pitcher, he just doesn't get any run support. Something we're familiar about, huh? Yeah. All right, let's get to an article here written by Rock Kubatko. This just says, yep, Stowers and Brandon Hyde and Michael Elias and all the front office, they're all like, we're so happy with Kyle Stowers. He's doing exactly what we're asking him to do. He's making the best of every chance he's gotten, and he kind of has this year. 11 for something Brock Kubatko mentions in this article, 11 for 36 this year. And this is the guy that can't get a spot on the roster. He's 11 for 36. If you're having trouble with that number, if Kyle Stowers was 11 for 33, he'd have a 333 batting average. So 336 isn't too far below that. But, Michael Elias, Brandon Hyde, they really want Heston Kjerstad on his team because apparently they think he's going to hit more home runs than Kyle Stowers. But how would you know that if you don't give Kyle Stowers as the same kind of consistent at-bats that you give Heston Kjerstad? You don't know this. And I still say Kyle Stowers plays better defense than Heston Kjerstad. Not that you necessarily need it. With Mullins out there and Hayes out there and Kowser out there, and even Santander plays really good defense. I just would prefer him not be out there as much because I think it would be cool to have 3 center fielders out there starting in the outfield. Why have we not seen that more? Mullins, Hayes, Kowser. I want to see that all the time. What kind of defense is that? It looks like fantastic defense. Yeah, let's put 3 center fielders out there. Will there ever be a ball that falls? Not with that. Well, sure. I mean, hitters are going to find the green grass somewhere. There's going to be so many less balls that hit, that wouldn't if you put like Kyle Stowers in there. Or Santander, even though he's made several diving and sliding catches this year, he's just not as fast. And at the same time, you would like his legs to be fresh and good enough to be starting right field in the playoffs, wouldn't you? Give him a few more breaks. So I'm sure for, September call-ups, somebody like Kyle Stowers, assuming, that he's still with the organization and assuming he's still fighting for a roster spot, will most likely be on the club in September. So 5 weeks from now. But a lot can change between now and then. But again, Stowers back to AAA, Kjerstad here. Yay. Let's get to the schedule. Today's Monday, day off for the Orioles, then headed to Miami. Or they probably headed there yesterday, so they're probably in Miami right now. I don't follow their travel schedule that much. They should be in Miami right now. 3 games set with the Miami Marlins in Miami, as I just said. Tuesday's game scheduled for 6:40. Wednesday's game scheduled for 6:40. Thursday's game scheduled for 12:10. really early baseball game. But, however, and that is going to do it for this edition of Ryno's Orioles Report. No day off between the Marlins and the San Diego Padres. So look for the next edition of Ryno's Orioles Report to be Friday ahead of the San Diego Padres series. And I will talk about what happened between the Baltimore Orioles and the Miami Marlins. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. I am the Angry Ryno, and this is Birdland.